My brother, who was born in Schleswig-Holstein, and I were in a fight when we were kids, and he had told me that our dog, Tom, a boxer, did not love me. I was so angry. I said, "You're a Nazi," because that was the worst word I could think of. What today do you think is the worst word you can call someone? And I would argue in America today it's racist. Even being accused of having a racist remark can get your ABC primetime show canceled, as Roseanne Barr found out. Now, I would argue that a racist is such a powerful word because of the history behind it. Now, if you believe, like I believe, that America is an exceptional country, that we were the superheroes of the 20th century, defeating both fascism and communism, that we are a light upon a hill, something to emulate, that our capitalism and free trade has helped bring hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. And I'm not asking you to believe it all. I'm just saying, if you believe all that, you still have to deal with what Paul Johnson calls our two organic sins. The sin of what we did to the Native Americans and the sin of what we did to the Africans. 250 years of slavery, 100 years of legalized segregation. Horrible stories in both of them. And the generation who was under segregation is still alive today. It wasn't that long ago. This is a terrible sin, and we have not repented enough of it, I don't think. So when we call someone a racist, there's a real power to that punch. But the problem is, I think the word racist should only be used against black people. You could be prejudiced against Italians and Irish and Chinese and Hispanics, and we have done that in American history. But there's a different, not just of degrees, but of kind between that kind of prejudice and what has happened to African Americans. So I would like to proffer a definition of racist. And we can call it hardcore racist if you prefer. Hardcore racist, you're a hardcore racist if you're a white anti-misogynist. And this is an easy test, we'll just say, would you let your daughter or son marry a black man? And if you say no, we'll go, oh, you're a racist. Now, I don't know what the hardcore not racist is, but at least this is a person who's not a racist, at least this is according to Martin Luther King, right? A person who does not judge people according to the color of the skin, but the content of their character. That's what his dream for America was going to be. Now, we know that people say racist things. Kramer called someone the N-word, and he was criticized, and rightly so, but that doesn't make him a racist. I think we have to be careful. Now, let's go to the other extreme. Is the fact that I'm wearing this wonderful t-shirt, it's one of my favorite t-shirts, about Lightning Hopkins. It's a movie by Mel Les Blanc. Is this racist because I'm a white person? I went to the Juneteenth festival when I was in high school, and I saw John Lee Hooker. Was I not allowed to go to that? Of course not. I think most rational people would say, no, Michael, you're not being a racist. Well, where do we draw the line? I want to draw the line tight. Here's the real question, right? Does wearing this hat make me a racist. A professor, and of course you know why I'm wearing this hat, I presume, because of that white Catholic boy who wore it. Listen to what this professor from Davidson, Isaac Bailey, said about those white boys, and he said, pretty much, yeah, we don't care what was happening there, just the fact that they wore the hat says it, because, and here's what he says, because the president who won his office by openly spouting bigoted rhetoric, who kicked off his campaign saying Mexican immigrants were rapists and bringing crime, after spending several years spreading the bigoted conspiracy that the first black president wasn't fully American, and who defended white supremacists in Charlottesville, Virginia, as good people. So because Donald Trump is a racist, says this professor, so anyone who wears the MAGA hat, the Make America Great hat, is also a racist. And I don't want to have the argument because I'm running out of time, but I don't think that Donald Trump's a racist, by the way. All that stuff he says about Hispanics and Muslims doesn't make him a racist because it's not about black people. And really, you think because he was going on that conspiracy against Obama that makes him a racist? Did you not hear the stuff he said about John McCain and Cruz's father? The man's just vile. He, as I like to say, quoting from The Big Lebowski, Walter, you're not racist, you're just an asshole. He's an asshole. I'm sorry. I don't know that that makes him a racist. And I'm not sure that the wearing the hat makes a person who likes that. There is a sense that the people, I think, who wear the hat think that he's thumbing his nose at the left, at the people on the far left who say silly things like my shirt's racist. Now, I wouldn't wear this hat because I hate Donald Trump so much, but I can understand someone who would wear that hat and not at all be a racist. And again, if you say, oh no, if you wear the hat, then you're a racist, what you're saying, because I think he's got, what, a 40% approval rating, even today? You're saying that that 4/10 of Americans are racist, or do you want to have the people who voted for him? Now, that might be true, and that might be your definition, but if that's true, then the word racist becomes like the word fascist or Nazi. Today, if you were to say that Mr. Horn is a fascist, I'd go, really? Because they called Ronald Reagan a fascist and George H.W. Bush and a Nazi and George W. Bush. So when you call Donald Trump a fascist or a Nazi, I'm like, oh, what you mean is a Republican. I get it, because you are equating, they're synonyms for you. And they are for some people, they believe that. And okay, but then you're ruining the word racist, because it's a powerful word, and racist is bad, and we want to get rid of it. Now, the real excitement will be in the next lecture when I talk about Charles Murray, the author of The Bell Curve. Is he a racist because of his showing the difference between black and white intelligence? Come stay tuned for the next episode on this Bat Channel.